U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers surveyed the damage caused by wildfires in Northern California. A small town in Malaysia has been overwhelmed by a staggering amount of imported plastic waste. Welcome to That Headlines. I'm Jenny Lee. Thank you for joining us. U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers went to Napa County in Northern California to visit LNU Lightning Complex fire area. In correspondence to the pandemic, volunteers gave out flyers in the affected areas, encouraging residents to visit Tzu Chi U.S. webpage and register their status. And upon doing so, Tzu Chi volunteers will distribute emergency cash cards.
I'm part of the crew on disaster investigation, and I think actually being here feels real compared to seeing this on video. It is very impactful, and I can see the severe damages. I see a lot of people's homes are now ashes, or they have nothing left. Even their favorite items are gone.
I lost 2 of my cats in here. My late husband and I lived here for 18 years. He died in this house. I intended to do the same thing. At this point, anything I find, I'm grateful for because it all has memory. I just found the headstone to my cat that I buried 10 years ago. And that means something.
When I see these fire-affected residents trying their best to search for their memory and cherished items amongst ashes, I feel that the disasters are horrifying. So we should cherish the things we have now and be faithful yet careful. Through this, we also told the affected residents the applications of U.S. City webpage, telling them to register through a friend of themselves. Amongst the ashes, I saw a little sapling growing out. Upon seeing this, I saw hope. And I hope that the fire-affected residents won't give up and march on with courage.
Malaysia celebrated its 63rd National Day last month. Sociologist Dr. Azim Fazwan thinks that the ethnic groups in Malaysia are coexisting peacefully. But if the country wishes to create a harmonious society, citizens need to make efforts to understand different values and cultures while respecting one another.
Malaysia is a land of cultural diversity. It has been 63 years since its independence. On this land, Malaysians who live with each other for more than half a century, do they really understand each other's culture? The reporter went to Penang's Georgetown to ask several locals.
In the Lunar New Year, there is a 15-day celebration. Asians call that day the 1st and the 15th day of the lunar calendar. So on the day, everyone goes back home and dine together.
Indians normally put a dot on their foreheads. Black dots represent peace and peace of mind, and married women have red dots.
Malaysians normally use right hands to shake hands with them. Left hands are a dominant hand for them as they use it for toilet cleaning. If they use the left hand in shaking hands, it will be disrespectful.
Having 56 races, Malaysia is crowned the Diversity King of Asia. Through a survey in 2016, discovered that amongst 1,056 Malaysians, around 37% of people are inclined to racism.
Malaysia is unique because we do have peaceful coexistence between the different ethnic groups in Malaysia, but we do not have a high degree of trust between the different ethnic groups in Malaysia. So we cannot say that there is social harmony in Malaysia.
If there can be social harmony amongst different cultures and the unique Malaysian cultures developed, everyone would definitely come to see our diversity in culture. Tourism would benefit too. Foreign investors will also invest in us, boosting our economy.
On this issue, and as a Malaysian, how do we create and contribute to social harmony amongst our people?
Social harmony referring to a situation whereby there exists a high degree of trust and also mutual respect among different groups in a particular society. A thorough understanding of the Constitution is a must. Our Constitution gives recognition to all ethnic groups. You need also to understand the values and also the culture of a different ethnic group. Then we are able to live harmoniously.
Social harmony is just an ideal. As long as people respect each other across cultures, a harmonious society will be nurtured. Here's to hope more people contribute to this goodness.
Tzu Chi after-school class student Varan went to Tzu Chi kindergarten, and when he graduated, he enrolled in a Chinese elementary school. Varan's father hopes his child can learn how to be a kind person and respect different values in a diverse environment.
Malaysia is a culturally diverse country. Ever since independence, there has been different schools, such as elementary schools, Chinese elementary schools, and Tamil schools, letting children acquire a native language while in elementary school. Recent data have shown that students attending Chinese elementary schools have a rising trend. Arumugam Palani, since youth, was used to being friends with his neighbors. In hopes that his children may learn cultural diversity, he sent Varan to Tzu Chi kindergarten. After graduating from that, his son went to a Chinese elementary school, as he also participates in the Tzu Chi after-school class.
I sent him to the Tzu Chi kindergarten so he could learn humanitarian values, respecting others and taking care of seniors. He may also learn Mandarin along the way.
Some Asian people don't know Malay or English, but I can still talk to them. I have 10 good friends here, and I very much like being in the after-school program because I get to talk with a friend and play.
In the classroom, besides Varan's popularity amongst classmates, students have the chance of learning different cultures through interactions.
I think that he's a good, funny person. We talk a lot and joke around. When he does things, he organizes well, and he also likes to help others. I once heard from him that during Diwali, they light up oil lamps and put sand on the ground.
At the month of December, I eat the tangyuan, and during Mid-Autumn Festival, I carry the lantern.
To Arumugam Palani, if people respect each other across cultures, peace will be brought upon the society.
The place where I grew up had 3 big cultures. I also learned the Asian culture and Malaysian culture. If we respect each other, people will help one another and the society will be peaceful.
Living in a culturally diverse society, people must learn ways to understand and embrace each other in order to create a peaceful Malaysia.
Suryati is an Indonesian housewife who came to Malaysia because of marriage. Under her aunt's encouragement, who is a Tzu Chi volunteer, Suryati began going meatless. With good cooking skills, she opened a vegetarian restaurant, allowing more people to taste the wholesomeness of vegetarian meals.
The delicious Chinese tuna fried rice is a must order for customers coming here. It is also the signature dish of the restaurant.
I like his food. A lot of varieties and dishes. I working nearby here, so I frequently come here. In COVID time also, I frequently come here.
Indonesian housewife Suryati has great cooking skills up her sleeves. She owns a vegetarian restaurant for 12 years. Although when she first started, there weren't that many customers, this never affected her heart of promoting vegetarianism.
We sell vegetarian meals. This is to encourage more people to go meatless. We must protect and love all sentient beings because they are all God's creation.
Insisting on promoting vegetarianism while being a vegetarian herself, this act of kindness was inspired by Suryati's aunt, Tzu Chi volunteer Ling Mei Ling.
I also encouraged her. As she cooks well, she should cook and promote vegetarian dishes to others, allowing people to know vegetarian food can also be delicious, while she is actually doing good deeds, forming good affinities with others.
Now, as more and more people go meatless, we have more customers of different races.
She cooks every dish diligently, making people from different races and religions to love eating vegetarian food.
As China banned the import of foreign garbage, Southeast Asian countries such as Malaysia have been accepting this wave with dire consequences. Although the Malaysian government restricts the import of plastic waste, it has not been effective as many developed countries continue to send their waste. In our next story, a village which is a 30-minute drive from Port Klang has become the center for illegal waste treatment and burial. Let's take a look.
In our continuing series about where foreign garbage is going, we come to Malaysia, which has accepted waste after China rejected it. This has caused serious domestic pollution problems.
Janjerome is about a 30-minute drive from Port Klang, the largest international port in Malaysia. It is on the main route from the port to the capital, Kuala Lumpur. Because of its convenient location, the area around the village attracted more than 50 foreign waste recycling plants in 2018.
这个我们这里呢，按正规来讲是有8升港，可是我们这里呢。
Our place is officially from Port Klang, but we are very close to Kiri Island. I'll take you to see later. There's a private port over there where you can smuggle a lot of containers. If you see customs over there, it is just a simple check, and it is very easy to buy this person off to get illegal goods past them.
有一个海关，这些人容易搞定吗？很容易搞定的嘛。这拉非点呐，你看一车车拿出来弄。
The sign reads Malaysian Royal Customs, but there is no guard in the booth. The reporter can easily enter the private dock that the former villager chief said. Perhaps the security check is too less, and the illegal waste plastic recycling factory operators can take advantage of it to introduce foreign garbage.
Malaysia says it will send some 3,300 tons
of imported plastic waste
by illegal recycling factories.
Faced with the overwhelming environmental problems, after being reported by the international media, the government, which had just taken office at that time, had to face this crisis.
We received many complaints from residents complaining of bad smells, such as burning plastic. And then we went to investigate and found out that the more we looked, the more we found. And we also learned that this is not a domestic problem, as most of the plastic waste didn't come from Malaysia.
Among them, more than 50 plastic recycling factories in Janjerome. More than half are illegal factories, and they are located in hidden palm oil plantations.
Previously, not many people came to look for factories, but at that time, there were many people looking for these spaces. We thought it was quite weird, but we also thought that this industry can develop here, so we just rented it to them.
The operators of the illegal recycling plant imported machines and employees from mainland China, and their waste disposal methods were either incineration or simple burial.
This is the outskirts of Janjerome, where a lot of foreign garbage was found here. It can be said that this pile of foreign garbage can be more than 2 stories high. Although it is now cleared away, in fact, the garbage buried in the ground still exists.
After the incident broke out, the land took 2 years to repair and has gradually become green. However, reporters still found that at the scene, polyester particles left by the industry which hurriedly left, as well as the impact of foreign garbage left on the village.
They used a very simple recycling system which just used water. This made the smell not so obvious. For example, when we talk about hexavalent chromium, it should not exceed 0.05, but this is more than 3 times the standard.
This waste plastic recycling factory is like an invisible killer operating 24 hours a day to transport waste plastic imported from other places and making ester pellets to be transported back to China for huge profits. These economic advantages have led the environment to suffer major damage. The PTASKR Environmental Association launched a protest against the import of foreign garbage, bringing this issue to light as new concern was shown for John Jerome.
Some factories move into this rural area, which has been a big problem. We don't know where they drain the wastewater and how to get this evidence. Sometimes we can't get in the daytime as we have to go at night to get the evidence.
The speed of cracking down on illegal foreign recycling plants appears to be slow, mainly because law enforcement agencies have to coordinate between different departments.
It's not that we didn't deal with it immediately. When we were in the meeting, we ordered our law enforcement team to close the factory, but the factory is still operating secretly. Later, after receiving the attention of the international media, an order by our Minister of State that all units and departments have to work together. These units include the Environmental Agency, Police Department, Immigration Department, and the state government. All units have to work together to solve this problem at the same time.
The government's big moves, coupled with reports from local environmental organizations and international media, have caused illegal foreign waste recycling plants to leave John Jerome, and landlords who rent out their land for immediate economic benefits also came under pressure from all sides.
Frankly speaking, as landlords, we just collect rent. We don't know if they have a license or not. We later learned that they were doing this illegal production. As landlords, we also paid a big fine, and they hit us very hard. Our factory has not been rented out for almost the whole year. Some people also believe that what we did as landlords was totally without morals.
In April 2019, the Malaysian government established a foreign garbage investigation team, and in October of the same year, a total of 89 containers were returned to their country of origin.
With maggots from Australia, this one. Right. It's dari France, ya? Ya. Kafu daripada bukan kafu di sini ya. Tapi dari negara Perancis.
Economic benefits have led the environment to be sacrificed as well as public health. To solve the problem of foreign garbage, we must strengthen law enforcement and prevent unscrupulous businesses from moving to other locations to start another cycle of exploiting the environment.
Pingtung County government organized a festive event for recycling volunteers and presented awards in recognition of the volunteers' hard work. Among them, Tzu Chi's environmental education station and night recycling efforts were commended. Volunteers also used this opportunity to learn from one another. Here's more.
These clothes and hats are made from recycled paper, demonstrate the vitality of volunteers, making the performance more attractive. The interesting games test volunteers' familiarity with recyclable sorting. To protect the environment, it is necessary to learn more. The quiz show is to see who is the most intelligent. Pingtung County organized an activity for recycled volunteers. Tzu Chi's environmental education station and night recycling activity are highly praised and have been certified as an excellent unit.
It's also the first time for us to participate in the event. We are coming to learn and observe so that we can also bring Tzu Chi's humanities and the concept of environmental protection here in the future.
Environmental protection must start from the community, like this village head, who specially made these hats from aluminum cans to show the results of environmental protection in the community.
The dirty areas in the community have been improved. I believe it can also improve the living quality of our villagers.
Everyone can be a lifelong recycling volunteer to promote the concept of environmental protection.
Through different activities, recycling volunteers from various places share their experience and communicate with each other, working together to protect the earth.
Sichuan Tzu Chi volunteers went to Zhongjiang County to visit impoverished households before the end of the year. Nearly 100 volunteers went to 3 villages to visit the residents. In Dalishan village, the sincere exchange between volunteers and residents is truly heartwarming. Here's the story.
After locals finished working on farmland and returned home, Tzu Chi volunteers just arrived to visit, and their every word was full of care.
Today, I would like to thank Tzu Chi for deeply understanding the basic situation of poverty caused by disasters or illnesses of the impoverished households in Dalishan village.
In this family, Mr. Lee is weak due to illness and needs his wife to take care of him. Volunteers who joined the visit for the first time seized the opportunity to watch, listen, and learn more.
I need to study further, including what kind of mind we should bear and how to communicate with the client diligently in the visit.
The visiting team will come again to deliver winter loaf at the end of the year, and will also provide some training for those who are willing to give.
In Jakarta, Indonesia, Kartika X5 Elementary School is a military school established in 1974. It was worn down and dilapidated after 40 years of use. Last year, the military and Tzu Chi partnered up to rebuild the campus, and it took a year to complete. On September 5th, a reopening ceremony was held.
This military school, which was built in 1974, has gone through 46 years of well-loved usage. Thus, the Indonesian military and Tzu Chi Indonesia chapter partnered up to rebuild the campus beginning on May 23, 2019.
Jadi awalnya sekolah ini masih bangunan lama.
This is an old school. The principal and teachers sometimes reported that it leaks when it rains. To solve this problem, we've asked Tzu Chi Indonesia to help us with rebuilding, and they immediately agreed.
Berkoordinasi dengan suami, kemudian kami mengajukan permohonan bantuan kepada Buddha Tzu Chi. Alhamdulillah disambut baik, disambut positif.
On September 5th, 2020, the school was complete. Brigadier General Tri Budi Utomo of the West Jakarta Military Command 052 and Tzu Chi Indonesia signed a plaque signaling the grand reopening of the school.
Saya tadi sudah berkoordinasi dengan Pak Juliadi.
I've spoken with Joe Ridey to work on coordination to provide more equipment for the school, including computers and such in the future.
Contohnya komputer seperti itu lebih di-upgrade.
Pembangunan sekolah ini penting sekali untuk didik anak-didik.
The school campus is very important to our next generation of children. They need an excellent school with modern equipment so they can increase their quality of education and change their outlook on life.
Dan kualitas dari anak didik itu sendiri.
The Kartika X5 Elementary School now has 12 classrooms, a library, teacher's office, a mosque, and a sports field. Another importance was placed on the greenery at the school.
Harapan kami sebagai pendidik tentunya.
We hope the teachers' uplifting spirits can be instilled into their curriculum, as well as students can be more at ease at school and find themselves working harder to achieve their grades.
Aman, tentram, sehingga semangat untuk belajarnya lebih giat lagi.
Next, everyone looks forward to the end of COVID-19 so that students may return to the campus once more.
Jingsi Reading Room established its 130th reading space in Tainan's Nanxing Elementary School. Here's the footage. Thank you for watching. See you next time.